Total Sports Zone. All sports, all action.
So, the Washington Capitals are in a dogfight for a playoff spot, right? But believe it or not, their biggest move might actually be about the future. They've just signed a player who could, signal a whole new era for their defense. And get this, it all kicked off with a single tweet. Yeah, right here. This is it. As it seems to happen all the time now, the news just breaks online, This time from ESPN's Kevin Weeks. There was no slow leak, no buildup, just boom. A sudden announcement that sent some serious waves through the Caps fan base. A top prospect was on his way. And look, this didn't stay a rumor for long at all. The Capitals, they moved fast and made it official. They signed defenseman Cole Hudson to a 3-year entry-level contract. And let me tell you, this is a massive reinforcement for their blue line. All right, so let's break down the actual contract. It's pretty standard, a 3-year entry-level deal. That's the first contract a young player signs in the NHL. It kind of caps their salary for a few years. It comes in at an average of $975,000 a year. Now, for a player with this much hype, you can bet this is just the first step. Okay, so the Caps have him locked in. But who is this guy? Who exactly is Cole Hudson, the player generating all this buzz? Well, let's dive in and take a closer look at what makes him one of Washington's most important prospects. So the Capitals actually picked Hudson up in the second round of the 2024 draft. But here's the kicker. A ton of analysts believed he had first-round talent, like pure, raw skill. So you gotta think, Washington might have gotten an absolute steal here. And now, well, it's time to see if all that potential is gonna pay off. And his resume, before even thinking about the pros, it's just stellar. Seriously, we're talking about a standout defenseman at Boston University, which is a top-tier NCAA program. On top of that, he played for Team USA at the World Juniors not once but twice. And he wasn't just there to fill a spot on the roster. He was a key, vital piece of their 2025 gold medal win. I mean, he put up an incredible 11 points in that tournament. And if you really want to understand his offensive firepower, just look at this number, 80. That's 80 points in just 74 games with Boston University. Think about that for a second. That's more than a point per game as a defenseman in college hockey. That is it's truly elite stuff. And hey, if his own crazy production wasn't enough to get you excited, there's the family connection. His older brother, Lane, he just went and won the Calder Trophy for Rookie of the Year after racking up 60 assists. So yeah, that sets an unbelievably high bar. The expectations on Cole as he comes into the league are going to be enormous. But you know what? That's pretty exciting too. Okay, so we've got a handle on the player himself. But the timing of this whole thing, that's just as crucial. This signing didn't just happen in a vacuum, right? It came at a really pivotal, almost chaotic moment for the Washington Capitals. I mean, just look at this timeline. It's wild. 1 week ago, the team trades away a franchise legend, John Carlson. Fast forward to this week, and they're in a knockdown, drag-out fight for a playoff spot. And then, bam, right in the middle of all that, they sign their top defensive prospect. That's a huge signal, isn't it? They're turning a page, but they're still trying to win right now. But that does bring up a pretty obvious question. Why now, right? Why sign him in the middle of March with the team deep in a playoff race? Well, the answer, funnily enough, isn't really about the NHL at all. It's all about the college hockey schedule. Yeah, the trigger was actually really simple. Cole Hudson's college season, it just came to an abrupt end. And the second his commitments at Boston University were officially over, that door to the NHL just swung wide open. And it was a tough year for his team, for BU. They finished the season right at 500 and then got knocked out of their conference tournament by UConn. So because they didn't qualify for the big one, the national NCAA tournament, Hudson's amateur career was officially done. And that right there is what freed him up to immediately sign that pro deal with the Caps. So let's zoom out. What does this one signing really mean for the big picture in Washington? Because this isn't just about adding one player to the roster for the playoff push. Nope, this is about laying the foundation for the team's future. And this quote here really captures the tightrope the Capitals are walking right now. I mean, think about it. They're trying to squeeze one more Stanley Cup out of the Alex Ovechkin era, while at the exact same time building that next wave of talent that's going to have to carry the franchise forward. Because let's be real, as Ovi's legendary career starts winding down, the Capitals know they have to get younger. It's not a choice. So bringing in these high-end prospects like Hudson isn't just a nice bonus. It's absolutely essential if they want any chance of staying competitive after their captain finally hangs up his skates. And, Hudson isn't some lone wolf here. This is all part of a very deliberate youth movement. You just have to look at rookie forward Ryan Leonard, who, funny enough, came over from rival Boston College. He's already a key part of the team, putting up 35 points this season. And that proves that Washington isn't just, stockpiling prospects in the minors. They are absolutely committed to giving these young guys a real shot in the big leagues.
Which, brings us all the way back to the big question. With a franchise pillar like John Carlson gone, the Capitals absolutely need to build a new future on that blue line. And when you look at Cole Hudson, he's got the pedigree, he's got the production, and he definitely has the potential. So are we watching the very first piece of Washington's next great defensive core being put into place right now before our eyes?